Well, I don't know because, traditional markets, they tend to sort of forward price it as soon as it gets the news. Then you get, a corrective period. But because the flows won't come until the new year, right? We don't even have a new government in. So really the flows don't come until later because you actually need to see the regulators. It's not like Goldman Sachs going, oh, great, Trump's in. We're all free to do what we want. They won't. They will have to wait until we're given new regulation, etc. So it kind of increases the odds for me of a larger 2017 style year-end rally next year, as opposed to the stunted cycle. Now, it depends because the Fed trumps all. If they remove liquidity earlier in the cycle, it's game over. So there's this balance here. But I think there's the potential for the blow-off cycle top because it allows other people to come in.
BitcoinZilla stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to BitcoinZilla today and enjoy the new edge. What a week it has been for crypto. Raoul Pal will review the biggest narratives driving crypto markets, and he will discuss Donald Trump, widely seen as a pro-crypto candidate, winning the U.S. presidential election, the Fed's latest rate cut, Bitcoin hitting an all-time high, Solana and Ethereum's rally, and more.
But if we think about what could be if this were the case, I think firstly there's a restructuring of what utility tokens are. We can start getting rid of some of this nonsense stuff. I think somebody raised a very good point about, I think founders should be forced to hold more tokens and not this ridiculous idea that founders need to have no tokens and the community should have it all immediately, because that actually drives a misincentive alignment of incentives, because it means that you just dump everything when you start on token launch and nobody's incentivized to keep a project going. So I think lots of things change in the structure of crypto that we've kind of got this kind of Frankenstein monster system that we've built to get round regulation. The other one that I think is something on my radar screen is capital formation and ICOs. Because, we've now got, obviously the public are a bit fed up about VCs getting early, blah, 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 and they make all the money. Sure, they're taking the risk capital, but ICOs would allow a more level playing field again, which got shut down. So that's kind of interesting to me as well. Can we free up capital formation in markets further? That could be something very big indeed. So if you have that big Bitcoin level stuff you're talking about, but then some more sensible regulation on what a token is and what you can use it for, then you've got bigger foundation for something much, much larger. Also, if we go back to 2020, it was exactly this time that ETH started properly outperforming. It's again the same point in the cycle. And if you play through, and I wrote a thread on this yesterday, is ETH is where institutions will build, whether it's on layer ones or layer twos, but that's where DeFi is. That's where institutions are not going to get fired for. It's the kind of Microsoft of the space. So I do think as regulation frees up, ETH is going to get a lot more activity than people yet understand. So I think it's a good thing. And they built it for scale. But the layer twos, if there's not much activity going on, then the price doesn't do well. But if you can start bringing the financial institutions onto this space, ETH is the most likely candidate for it at scale. Right. There's somewhere between BlackRock and JP Morgan. That's the position of power they have in this new emerging economy. I mean, what a position to be in.
Business intelligence firm MicroStrategy's Bitcoin stash increased to more than $20 billion in value as the leading cryptocurrency rallied above $80,000. MicroStrategy's 252,200 Bitcoin is now worth $20.5 billion, putting the company up over 104% on its Bitcoin investment strategy, according to Saylor Tracker, named after the firm's executive chairman, Michael Saylor. The Bitcoin stacking firm has bought Bitcoin 42 times at a dollar cost average of $39,292, Bitcoin Treasuries data shows. MicroStrategy remains by far the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin, followed by Bitcoin miners Marathon Digital and Riot Platforms, which hold $2.1 billion and $840 million worth of Bitcoin, respectively. MicroStrategy is looking to raise an ambitious $42 billion over the next 3 years to stack more Bitcoin under its 21-21st plan, consisting of $21 billion worth of equity and $21 billion in fixed income securities. Bitcoin is currently priced at $81,617, an all-time high, according to CoinGecko. The pump has also benefited other major Bitcoin holders. Putin's Bitcoin holdings exceeded $1 billion, according to blockchain analytics firm Arkham Intelligence. Putin has been constructing a large-scale Bitcoin mining operation and is seemingly using Bitcoin as a strategic currency reserve. The country's Bitcoin holdings account for 32% of its $3.15 billion gross domestic product, according to the International Monetary Fund, citing data from October 2024. El Salvador is also reaping the rewards of its Bitcoin investment strategy, with its stash of 5,930 Bitcoin, now worth more than $482 million. Dropstab data shows. The Central American country is up 80% on its Bitcoin investment, with almost $214 million in unrealized profits. But it hasn't always been smooth sailing. El Salvador started its Bitcoin investment strategy 2 months before it peaked in the 2020 to 2021 cycle, with widespread media criticism following after the broader market tanked in 2022. The Nayib Bukele-led country continues to dollar-cost average into Bitcoin by buying exactly 1 Bitcoin per day. El Salvador is also stacking Bitcoin through its Passport program and revenue from its volcanic Bitcoin mining venture.
So it's currently a $66 billion market cap. I think this bull market, the whole space will end up being 10 to 15 trillion, somewhere between that. So how much is Coinbase worth in that? I mean, it would not surprise me if Coinbase was worth $500 billion.
Yeah. That's crazy, that's $66 billion.
It's insane it's so cheap.
Mental, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, considering the size of the market that's already there. It's a $2.5 trillion market now. So if the market goes 5x, this probably goes 10x.
Yeah.
You know, so feels, but that doesn't sound stupid. So, I mean, that's a hell of a trade for people. If people don't want to trade the cryptocurrencies themselves, Coinbase is a hell of a trade.
I haven't owned any stocks in my ISA for a while. I might have to fill up my 10K limit, whatever it is.
I just saw this and I thought, on the election, well, it's pretty clear who's won the election. Coinbase, because they had the super PAC, and Trump, and Elon.
Yeah.
I mean, a Tesla and Coinbase, you might as well just throw every other stock out you own and just buy those. I went back to look at these same periods in the election years and all of this stuff, and basically the market goes bananas all the way until March. And then somewhere March, April, there's tax season, and everyone's going to have to pay Uncle Sam and Her Majesty or His Majesty, and they have to start selling a bunch of stuff. That seems to happen every time where you get a pullback, and then it's going to depend on global liquidity. If it's still strong, then we end up with a strong pump into the end of the year. If not, we kind of get something more like last time. But yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking it's banana zone all the way through till March.
The cryptocurrency community is celebrating the victory of former President Donald Trump in the 2024 United States presidential election. Trump, the Republican candidate, declared victory on election night, November 6, pledging to usher in a golden age for America. "I'm excited to be your 47th and your 45th president," Trump said during what appeared to be a victory speech. Trump's win is a promising sign for the cryptocurrency industry in the U.S., as Trump has repeatedly expressed support of crypto and branded himself as a pro-crypto candidate. Trump has repeatedly promised to end the war on crypto if elected and promised to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the planet if he wins the presidential election. In one of her first post-election messages, Wyoming Senator Cynthia Lummis reiterated plans for United States lawmakers to build a strategic Bitcoin reserve, presumably when Republicans take a majority control of the Senate in 2025. In a November 6 post on X, Senator Lummis said she intended to move forward with her plans to establish a Bitcoin reserve. The Wyoming Republican introduced the Bitcoin Act in July for the U.S. government to buy 1 million BTC, roughly 5% of the total supply, and hold it for at least 20 years. With Republicans expected to have a majority in the U.S. Senate after flipping 3 seats on Election Day, Lummis and her colleagues may have the votes needed to carry out the plan. Her proposed bill built upon an idea pitched by then-presidential candidate Donald Trump, who suggested the U.S. government not sell any of its seized Bitcoin. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Seller. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.